Okay, there we go. All right, so I believe I'm streaming in YouTube. I've got our Discord up. All right, good morning, everybody in YouTube. We've got 1 minute until the bell, a little bit late getting started. I had some meetings, but if you guys were joining us on YouTube, I was showing them a strategy and target levels on KTTA in our Discord. So we're going to see if we can get to 11, I'm sorry, 7:43, 11. You're right. Anyways, so did it halt already? Nice. Nice job. Yeah. So you see, Stone, how using supply and demand first, that's my strategy is supply and demand. So supply and demand, everything else is confirmation. So looking for those levels, looking for confirmation. And then if you're nervous about looking at all this, go over to the Heikin-Ashi chart and look how clean that is. We have a really clean wedge forming right here, and everything just kind of wicks right to it. It's kind of noisy here, but when you get those calculated candlesticks, it gives you a little bit cleaner picture of what's happening, and that you have potential support underneath you for those bigger moves. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started with our target finding. XL, by the way. We've got that 558 area marked out, so we'll see if we can hammer inside of that area. KTDA, this is the highest it's ever been, so it's a recent IPO. So what do we do? What do you do with the recent IPO where you don't have any targets? Yeah, you do. Yeah, draw your, yes, sir, Fibonacci's. So we've got a fib level from the base to the peak to the base, and we popped up, we came back down, we hit the 61 fib, reacted off of that. The 15 EMA held it down, but that gives you like a reason why it reacted there. You also have your other candlesticks right here. You've got your hammer off that same level, and then broke, we measured it off the 100 there. So that kind of gives you an idea that this could be a potential like good pattern. We hit the 50, that's still bullish. We popped up above the 60, held underneath the 70, and we wedged pretty much right at the 70 Fibonacci level. So Alex will give you some price targets of what to expect when it opens. Yeah. Gotcha. The orders. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, so he's thinking 770s potential pop up and rejection retest of close. So yeah, so you can just basically go off of your fib levels there and see if we match up with anything else. if you're in it looking for targets, but if you're not in it, this is going to be one of those sit and wait scenarios. Everybody knows trading halts is dangerous. First halt is the safest. Second halt, not as safe. Third halt, not safe at all. All right, so let's look at XL while we're. Yeah, LGVN can stay halted. It's fine. Nice. Let me check out my grid here. I don't have anything else on my grid that's popped up other than that. I bet you G-Tech is up. It just took laser off my grid. This morning, actually. All right, so KTTA, we hit that Fibonacci level that, oops, KTTA. We hit that fib level, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it any longer until we form some kind of a base. We can highlight our halt price. This is our halt price here. We can highlight that and we can edit that and make that red. So that way we know that this is where price halted from previously. And we can play halt prices later when we've identified a trend. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I like that. You've got this kind of control doji right here at the base of that move. And that could also be an area where you're looking for price to bounce from. If we kind of trend below this price, we're looking for volatility. So it could come back down and retest. It could also be retesting the base of this. I mean, there's so many could be's that it kind of makes you crazy, because it could be testing this candle here where when you look at daily charts and bull flag patterns, you're looking at the flags coming back to the base of that mother candle and then closing within that candle to continue higher. But after a halt, that's hard to play, because if we're below the halt price, the play is back to that halt price for continuation down. So we have to break above that and then form some kind of a structure above it in order for me to feel like this is going to be something that's going to be playable. Yep. I'm just going to watch it on my mini grid and see if I can get a setup that is a little safer than grabbing the base of that candle. But sometimes if next time you guys see the stocks halt, watch that halt candle and watch what price does. Just highlight that whole area down there just above the wick and see how many times it bounces off that level. XL still pushing. There we go. What can we take off? KTTA. Yeah. So like just with any mother bar, we talk about this all the time, that you see that big push on a mother bar and you look for that retest of the lows of that mother bar. And yeah, so just go ahead and highlight those at the lows of that mother bar and see if you get that quick wick and retest. PTPI looks like it's just kind of in a sell-off. XL. Gotta pop down, pop up, retest previous day VWAP. We need to find targets before we can just enter. You said something about SEV. Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice little pullback, waiting for a hammer above 612. I don't have any structure above that. So we've got this area, this controlled area here, and we can just go ahead and mark out some price lines to help us identify, why we highlighted that area. You've got obvious areas there, and there, 2445, 2359, 2470. And then you've got selling pressure right up here in the 20, between the 20, well, that whole stinking thing is selling pressure. I don't like any of that. Go to our 5-minute time frame, see if we can see something else inside of there. Man, XL is a beast. So we need to find structure of some sort inside of here or a confirmation. That was a nice little pop and a pullback with a CCI confirmation. at the open, but I'm not going to trust an open candle. That's just ridiculous. All right, let's go back to XL because I said that was gonna be my main watch today, and guess what? I didn't watch it. Seriously, yeah, that's funny. So you can see here we've got inverse head and shoulders on CCI on the 20 down here, up, low, up at the same price. So that's where we're looking for continuation, and we got it. We don't. No. Yeah, we were trading that with Macy's and a few others. QLGN is at 23.6 fib level. All right, that was a nice little hammer there on XL. We're testing the highs, but we got a nice little hammer there off 618. So if that's an entry, we need to be able to break 627. We need to see how this candle closes. And what's that? Consolidation. Man, GGPI, you stinker. Nice little pop. We're not, I don't think we're quite consolidation area yet on a lot of these. AVPO is a possible consolidation there. Holding of $9. We're kind of retesting that. This is going to test the break of the 15 EMA for the first time, but that candle did not close. So we're actually looking for this mother bar right here, potentially. And that's a pretty big wick. And no close. Yeah, this is kind of a repeat from yesterday, watching the wrong things. All right, pop up. We've got death candle, touch of the 15, CCI, and lower CCI. I think I'm going to switch to a 5-minute on XL, see if we can get back down to that 15-minute or the 5-minute 15 EMA. I don't trade $10 candles. Yeah. if I'm trading $10, I have to be in it from early. Yeah. 5 minute. Let's see what the 2-minute looks like. See if we can get a bigger drop on XL. 564 maybe. Yeah, KTTA is looks pretty interesting. What to watch? I think I've got. Yeah. Down at 670. Yeah, and it could, if it consolidates up here a little more, shows a little bit more strength, and then we get a wick down there, that would be really nice to see. But XL kind of made me sad right there. I thought it was going to go to the 5-minute 15, not the 2-minute. Nice. Yep, it's retesting that mother candle too. So 647. We've got 0 line test. We've got other 0 line test, and the -200 on Woody's on a 2-minute and VWAP test. AVPO. We don't have any divergence or anything. We've got higher lows. We got a hammer off the 15 EMA. I like that. Oh, there's a nice hammer off XL. Yeah. So the 2 minute, I grabbed a little bit of that down there at 580s. So came down. Hold on, let me take some off here. Came down. I was expecting it to come all the way down to 5, but it didn't. So it came down, hit all of our criteria. And then we have a bullish engulfing candle that looks controlled here. And then a retest of that lower level, which is the 15. And we have the CCI starting to come back up now after a 50 retest on all of those levels. So everything kind of looked really nice there. And we had that 591 marked out. So that was a nice candle close, that nice hammer above all of our lines. So we're looking for continuation back up to this level here, this 612. I remember the first target's always going to be like the base of that previous highest candle. I'm not taking that into account because that one was a little bit nuts. So this is really the first pullback to potentially confirm a downtrend. That's why I always take profit at those spots. And then, you know, you can set your stop either at or just below your entry. And that way you can kind of see if you get that continuation. Otherwise, you're just kind of giving up a little bit for that potential push. It's right about 10 o'clock now. So this is about the time between now and 10:30 is the time when I start looking for those consolidation phases. Because I should have traded X at the open. But we were talking about KTTA and I had my meeting, so. Oh, no, that's fine. So Stone, if you were looking for an entry down there and you took that entry, this would be your first target spot right here, the 650s, because you've got that Fibonacci that we drew, and you have the 15 EMA sitting right there. Yeah. So you've got. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right, but I'm just saying, like, if you were looking at that as being bullish and you were potentially taking a position there, this would be the first target. So you'd be reducing your risk in case it goes south, and that's a nice little like 40-cent pop. But remember, we're below the 15 EMA now, so whenever we get to the 15 EMA or structure, whichever comes first, looking at taking profits off, and then just like before, the halt price is always going to be like a dream goal. Like that would be amazing if it could get all the way back up there. But you need to be sure to guard yourself on the way up and take those profits when you can. You also have these triple wicks or quadruple wicks right up into here, right up in that area. So we could break through that and retest the open, but this would definitely be right here, another candle to take your profits. So target number 1, target number 2, target number 3, and then see if we get continuation from there. Yeah, but that's how I play those bounces though. I'm still going to keep an eye on BCRX today. This is going to be a slow grind mover. But looking at an hourly chart, Yeah, BCRX, if you look at an hourly chart, I mean, we've got pop up a beautiful pullback flag back to opening price of that candle, and then we popped up, and then we kind of went sideways and retested below VWAP again. So everything still looks pretty bullish on it. And on the 2-minute chart, we just broke back above the 15 EMA. But this is still going to be just one of those slow grinders, but has a pretty decent potential if we can flag off the 15 here. There, and I see why I take profit on that 15 EMA on KTTA. That's why. Not saying it's going to end here because now you've got this base here at 624. But this it looks pretty controlled. It looks like it has a longer wick on the bottom than it does on top, but it does look pretty controlled. This could just be they probably wanted it to be controlled, but the low floats sometimes they get excited and they wick further than anticipated sometimes. XL is doing what we anticipated. Very nice. All right, so let's go back over here. I'm gonna hit my scan and see if I can find something that's meeting that criteria. So KTDA, PTPI. We are looking for either double flags, and then the next move would be consolidation. PTPI, we've got 1, 2, potentially a third right here. Volume is still in the millions. Is that one on my grid? Yep, and it went right to that control body and went right to those triple wicks. So that's target number 2. We'll see if it gets there. But target number 3 will probably end up closing below the 727. Yep. So if you guys got in there, that's typically how I play. Like if it closes and I'm bullish on something that's previously halted, those are my levels on the way up to that halt price. And then if you're still in like, you know, like a minuscule amount of shares, you can see if it can break above that and go to that 911. But usually it has a really hard time breaking back above the previous halt price. American Eagle Outfitters has been doing well the last couple days too. I've been keeping my eye on it. Looks like Bit Farms has been, that's another one that's been hitting my scanners for the last week. Yeah. Like DOGZ. This 5-minute chart kind of looks interesting on BITF though. You have kind of I want to see a better flag form on the 5-minute. But you have kind of a cup and handle starting to develop. That's a bad trend line. Remove, draw that there, and see if this cup and handle can develop into anything interesting here. All right, so I want to see if this BITF can kind of build here. Not too hot with it right where it's living right now, but it definitely is intriguing on the 5-minute time frame from yesterday, or yeah, yesterday. Came down, we kind of came back up, kind of flagging a little bit. Your KTTA is starting to inverse head and shoulders. Pop up, come down, come down. Nice. Yeah, you can draw your your trend lines on this KTTA, connect those. And as long as we keep bumping this, could see continuation. So we'll test it and then potentially pop. Nope. Nope. But that's funny. Yeah. I mean, you can scalp anything if you've got the right trade plan. Um, I mean, like that would have been an obvious like potential bounce for like a 6 to 650, but who's gonna grab that? you you probably get filled at 650, and then you'd have to take profits right away for a loss. I've done that before. All right. So, but yeah, that was a nice little inverse head and shoulders right here. And look where that purple candle closed. We drew that from open range, and that purple candle could close above that level, and we flushed. And that's why I always say like that open range is always, or I'm sorry, that halt price is always my target. If we're below the halt price is always my target. If we're above halt price is my potential entry, or like a building off of that level. So there's two different ways to play halt strategies. Yeah, if it can build on top of it. All right, BKKT did that nice little test, pop, and came back to the 15, 1, 2, higher low, CCI. That one doesn't look too bad. We've got kind of a conflicting signal there. Yeah, that one looked nice. I just didn't know if I liked it that much. I liked it. Yeah, I was eyeballing that again. There was another inverse head and shoulders right there with 15, the 15 EMA kind of propping it up. So we're gonna mark out this level here and see what happens when we get there. Oops. PCPI. I think I've got my, I think I'm too spread out. Not focusing today. PTPI, we popped up. We've got 2 minutes. Oops. I have no idea. You can keep an eye on XL down here, by the way. Yeah, so that was another, potential entry there. Yeah, I think I need to regroup, refocus. Doesn't help that the sun is blasting on my monitors. There we go, that's better. TPI, we've got kind of a wedge happening. We don't have a whole lot of support there. We do have that doji there at 266. First pop up, come back down, second pop up, that should have went, but it didn't. We don't have any confirmations anywhere. Yeah, I don't see anything on there that I can take a trade on it right now, other than it's forming a wedge. So that's gonna be yeah, that. Or it's just gonna go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have. Yep. Here, let me put that grid back up. So with XL, we're testing our lower band on CCI there. We've got higher low, higher low, higher low. That's showing divergence there. We did just get our first, our potential trigger candle on our sell bearish trend. So if this pops up and hits the 15, that would be the target, but it's only a couple cents away. So that's still a not really safe entry until we get some kind of structure above the 15. If that was further away, you could justify like a 20-cent, 40-cent move on that, but because it was sitting right there, it's not really in play. But I do like the divergence. I do like the test down there, but that would be a potential short entry. APVO, I'm going to keep an eye on. Just cycling through larger time frames, and it looks like on a 15-minute chart even, We didn't quite have an engulfing pattern. We retested the 15 down here, and this candle hasn't closed below that candle yet. So we'll see if this can build off of this previous structure from pre-market and give us a signal that this wants to continue higher, but we're kind of starting to fail that area now. So we'll see if that 15 can hold with a double bottom on the CCI potentially. So we'll go to our lower time frames and see if we can identify a potential reversal pattern and just wait. Lots of waiting today. Lots of waiting. We missed a couple of our preferred entries. So now we need to look for consolidation. And haven't even seen a lot of bull flags even today. It's been a bunch of pop and drops. Come on, XL. Yeah, it's I mean, it's building right below the 15 EMA on a 5-minute, and it does look like it's doing something, but I really want it to break above that level. That was a pretty little hammer though. I'm just cycling through stocks, trying to find something that's consolidating or flagging at least. Yeah, Ken, that looks nice. That GRCL. There we go, XL. Target is 581. I'm gonna put GRCL here so we can kind of keep an eye on it. See what the news is. Just personnel changes. What an off day for me. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We could look for this retest. And that's a huge gap. We'll see if we get another opportunity to play that halt if volume can come back in. It's in kind of a precarious spot right now. We've got it, the 15 EMA is kind of tightening up right here. We've got some higher lows on CCI. We also have a little bit of divergence. We're testing this this zero line again, sitting and building right on top of VWAP, but we'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. QLGN might be interesting. This was the one from yesterday's after hours. You can see we popped up, we kind of bounced off the 23.6 fib and kind of tested just below it for a second, reclaimed it, hammered off of both of those levels. I want to see a flag on it. I don't buy just green candles going up. I need to wait for consolidation or some kind of structure. We've got obvious selling pressure right here, so maybe we'll get our flag that we're looking for. I failed you guys today. Yeah. That's my problem this morning, I think, is just watching way too many things. Yeah, like I don't see much of anything that's consolidating. I know, right? I'm jealous. Five-point harness. Oh, that would have been a nice flush. Oh. Did you see URBN? Yeah. Zoom, Best Buy, Urban Outfitters. Urban Outfitters. We went from 38. So we play this to this level here. And we missed the bulk of the move. 33.95. You can see we've pretty much touched that already once. That's the first drop, and then you get that flag back up. That's always going to be my targets. We're wicked right off of it. All right, so we've got to pop back up. And then, like you said, we've got consolidation. We've got our inverse head and shoulders. We've got our pop up. And then we broke below, but then flagged back up on top. So this could be a potential head and shoulders again if this candle closes pretty. This could also be the 5-minute drop, which is what we're at right now. I just don't like that one either right there. All right, I'm going to add any to my long-term grid, and QLGN is going to be my main watch right now. That GRCL halted up again. Nice job, Ken. GRCL. Yeah. Batteries. All right, so for QLGN, we tested, kind of wicked right into that above VWAP. So we're kind of looking for the same target area, but you'd have to get like a lot of shares in order for it to be worth getting, because if it wicked VWAP that hard before, the chances of it breaking VWAP and continuing are a little bit less likely. It's more likely that you're going to get another wick rejection off of VWAP right here. So that was the play for 10 cents. Then after that, we'll have to watch for more confirmation that it wants to break back above VWAP. But that was it. Quick 10-cent pop. Easy peasy. Man, KTTA is ridiculous. Just grinding on that 15 EMA. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it can't get, if this candle closes here, look for it to drop. The candle just started though. Upstairs. right. This is boring. All right, A and Y still popping. So there's that. Gotta pop down, hit, pop up. We got a break of this lower CCI. 1, 2, 3. Let's look at 2 minute. Yeah, A and Y is really the only thing that looks not too far. One, two. Yeah, it's not too far gone. Yeah, we've got some consolidation down here off the 15, another one to retest the 20. So we could potentially see a flag here. I hate this first flag over VWAP because I always look for it to fail. It hasn't really flagged yet. We still have pretty light volume, so I was looking for it to do like a hard drop below VWAP now, even though it's not. Yeah, yeah. But it's not that part of the cycle yet, though. So that's the part that bothers me. We've got a double wick here. Got a drop and test. That drop and test is telling me that I need to switch to a 5-minute time frame. Build. Flush back to VWAP. Retest 5. We'll see if it can retest this $5 level down here. But man, that's an ugly candle too. Yeah, that was just beautiful, like just accumulating. I just can't justify buying that thing. Yeah, but I got nothing for you. Yeah. I mean, it's more than likely going to pop. You've got too much accumulation below that previous halt price to not have it pop. I mean, go back to, our signals, like what do we view as accumulation in our perfect storm situation? You look at that 15 EMA on a 2-minute chart and you've got just almost perfect bumps every single time. Or even on a 5-minute chart, even you've got bump and then it goes extremely bullish and it doesn't even want to close below the 9 EMA on a 5-minute chart. So you've got your 15 and your CCI touch, 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 flag, and then pop. Pop up, flag, yeah. But yeah, I thought this was gonna, yeah. So it's just sitting there, just accumulating like crazy. But if my target's always, previous halt, then how do you, justify getting in that with the knowing that it could flush on you in any second? So the next play would be that since we're above the halt, yeah, it becomes a potential support. So now we're looking for those hammers and closes above it. So what's likely to happen is we could get a gap, a halt up now and a gap up. And then if we get price to slowly make its way back to the halt price, so like say for instance, if this comes up and wants to tag $10, and then if it comes down and then does this number all the way down to, slowly descends and then holds this level, and then we get a candle into this level, that could be an indication that we may be building off of that level. But right now that wick close is nice and all, but I need a little bit more confirmation than that, than just a one pop up and hold. This is open range. I'm gonna put KOS on watch. It's a Cosmos Energy. It's a higher float, but it's been in a nice uptrend all day. We have a nice little consolidation here, little spike below and then pop back up. So if we go through the phases, if this was flag 1, we're looking for flag 2. Go to 5-minute time frame. We could watch for a retest of VWAP. If you look at a daily chart, we've never been this high before. We've got a nice little rounded bottom. We have what looks like a, oops, we have been that high before. Nice. Okay, let's see what levels we've got. Big drop. We've got standard deviation there. Potential to 5. We've got a wedge, or that flag break. This could be another test and fail of breaking over the wedge though, so that you gotta be aware of that. You guys know how I feel about those type of flags, or wedges. The flat bottom gets tested 1, 2, 3 times. It has to take off, otherwise the next time it comes down, we could break through that level. And then if you look at a weekly chart, we have that same pattern that we look for. Really nice type flag right there, and we're trying to break out of it on a weekly. So that might be something worth watching for long term if this doesn't turn into a head and shoulders and then break below and then turn into that 4th retest of that area on the daily chart. CLR is too expensive. All right, looks like KTTA is wanting to make a move here. We'll see how good my drawing is. Hey, Eldest. Sorry, I just saw your message. Well, that was like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, we're not really watching much of anything right now. CRTXT looks interesting, but it's but we're looking at these KTTA halts, the CRCL halt. You can see we pop back to the 15 EMA on a potential trigger right here. So we'll see if that holds and then continues higher. We're also holding that halt price. So that could be potential confirmation if we get volume to step up and push it up. And we've got the EMAs kind of squeezing price right here against open range. So we've hit a couple times and price is being squeezed up. So we'll see if we get that finished follow through, but that CRCL is pretty nice right there. It's halted twice already though, so the third time is pretty sketch. And there goes CRXT, darn it. Oops. Humbug. XT. I saw it building and I didn't pull it up. I saw that hammer. That ramping. I saw it ramp in volume too. That was nice. We've got tight consolidation here. We don't really have anything telling us that this is gonna break. We just have a hold, higher low, which, you know, doesn't tell us much. This level doesn't tell us much. We didn't really have anything telling us that this was gonna do what it did. Let's see what the 1 minute look like. 1 minute accumulating right on the 9. Bullish, higher lows. But again, there was really nothing there that, you know, we could have used as an entry trigger other than just a flag to the 9. But by that time, it was already well underway. APVO has a little triple bottom, so may see a little bit of a reversal here. So if we're looking for a dip buy opportunity, where's our target? Anything. Yeah, if we're looking for, that's right. So if we're looking for potential reversals, we're looking for it to tag potentially VWAP. All right, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and end the stream. I think I was just not focused on my setup today, looking at too many things. I still need to work on my YouTube streaming skills as far as like when I'm sharing ideas, not getting too much in my head about trying to find everything that's moving and just focus on my setups, because I missed a lot of them today. I didn't even take a trade on today. How sad is that? Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the YouTube stream anyways, and then just kind of focus on our group in Discord, and yeah, just throw an apology for wasting everybody's time on YouTube. I don't know how long this video is going to stay up, but yeah. So if you want to, somewhere to kind of live all day and throw trade ideas around, our chat's open, our voice is open, and it's a great community. I just feel silly today because I missed all of my setups watching too much. So that's also a lesson for everybody is find those stocks that look like they're setting up for your strategy and only focus on those and try not to watch too many things at once, because a lot of times you end up missing your perfect setup or your preferred entries, and then once it's gone, you're not supposed to chase. So that was the story for today. Because I guess hindsight, everything, that is today's lesson is don't watch too many things. All right, but let's see if